today's episode of Hero Syndrome, we're talking about Darkest Dungeon. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Hopefully I don't get any noise complaints today from my neighbors because I am fired up talking about Darkest Dungeon. Let's get into it. Darkest Dungeon, so if you know me, if you know where I stand on early access games, I'm not a big fan. I like to play the game when it's released rather than, kind of a glorified demo. I remember when this game came out at GT, I remember Ben and Ian were obsessed. They loved it. I was super into it too. I couldn't stop playing. And then I realized that the Darkest Dungeon wasn't even in Darkest Dungeon yet. So I said, what's the point? Why am I gonna slave through these dungeons like a madman, knowing that the Darkest Dungeon is not at the end of the road? So I put the game on the back seat for a long while. It's been a long time coming. This game just came out on PlayStation 4, and holy shit, it's making me weep and making me go insane. So first off, the look of the game is beautiful. The way this game looks, the way it sounds, the way every single hit feels. Dawn, roll a clip right now, max volume of some crushing, killing blow with the narrator.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
You feel the adrenaline rush. And the best part, one of the biggest complaints about this game is the RNG. Okay, people were saying, oh, well, the RNG, you can have bad luck. It goes both ways, and that's why this game is so beautiful, because in the moment when your troops are losing hope, when you're losing hope, when sweat is beating down your face, the objective is in sight. You're almost free. You have a couple enemies left. When you land that critical strike, nothing feels better. And at the same time, when you miss and then they death blow you, it is the lowest lows and the highest highs, baby. Darkest Dungeon, let it ride! Yeah, there's a certain gambling element to the game, which I love. There's even a gambling hall, which you can relieve your troops' stress in. And, again, if you know me, you'll know that I love economies. Oh, I love a good economy with meaningful loot, meaningful cash. Every time you go on these runs and you get that loot, I don't care if you're level 0 or level 6, every single time it's valuable and it means something. That makes every single dungeon run you do important. There's no filler in this game at all. And even my most obsessed games like Bloodborne or Resident Evil and stuff, there are times when, my mind wanders. It's kind of hard for me to focus sometimes. I'm a little crazy. Darkest Dungeon, I am always hyper-focused on the game, planning out 6 moves in advance, managing my supplies. There is not a second of calm in this game. It has me gripped. And just the way it peels back the layers on the story, give a Golden Globe, Academy Award, whatever, to the narrator of this game, MVP of life. Every time he says a word, I don't care if he said the thing 1,000 times, I'm gripped.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
Just the way that the story unfolds, it's very mysterious. You learn some things, like there's one thing, it's not a spoiler. Darkest Dungeon, I don't think you're worried about spoilers again, but in case you are, maybe click out for 10 seconds. There's a part when he's talking about how he learned everything he could from these wise men that came to his house, and then he killed them while they slept. And just hearing that unfold slowly is, enough of a reason to keep going. It's that bonus. It's progressing to see the darkest dungeon and to see what lies in the depths, while also learning more about the caretaker and the hamlet. So even though Darkest Dungeon is so intimidating, maybe one of the hardest games I've ever played, it's all about the progression in this game. Kyle Bossman, I know you're never gonna play this game because it's way too intense for you, but you would love the progression. Leveling up your town slowly but surely, making it easier for the next wave of fresh bodies to go through the dungeons looking for loot. Every time you get one of those upgrades, again, just like everything in this game, it's meaningful. It has value, every single upgrade. So even if you keep losing and keep dying and you lose hope, this game makes you lose hope. It is a parallel to real life. It is, how far are you willing to go with your sanity? Are you willing to risk it all? Are you willing to brave the nightmare that is Darkest Dungeon? I am. So that's it. You want to talk about bang for your buck. This game's like $20. You cannot go wrong with Darkest Dungeon. It's like 50 hours, I looked. It's hard to get concrete information on how long it is and how many people have beaten this game. I looked on the PlayStation trophy list, 0.9% have completed this game. I'm gonna do it. I'm raising that to 1%, baby. Let's do this.
It's time for the syndrome.
Darkest Dungeon, freaking me out, making me feel oppressed. So I say, why not add to the oppression and watch Stalker? Hell of a movie, science fiction masterpiece. Check it out.